we bring in our panel to preview Palo Alto Networks. Francis Stacy, economic strategist, wealth manager for Scarlet Oak Financial, and Ed Butowsky, managing partner at Chapwood Investments. Thank you both for being with us. We've seen Palo Alto on a nice uptrend lately. In fact, it's up 21% in 1 month. Francis, some of your thoughts ahead of the earnings?
Well, it's interesting. There's the expectation that it's going to increase by 77 cents a share, but there's actually kind of a whisper that it might be 78 cents a share. And that seems to have been largely priced in last Thursday with the, T-Mobile partnership. But I do think that the fact that it's still trading 7% below its high, its all-time high, it probably has another 7 or 8% to go test that high. And you could still see some upside. So I'm going to go with the analysts and say that this is a buy.
I mean, I'm seeing Palo Alto expect to post higher third quarter sales on AI adoption and strong cybersecurity demand, according to one earnings preview here. So it seems that they're still hot on this. Wedbush out there talking about the DL activity in the group too, Ed. Some of your thoughts?
Yeah, but if you look at the stock performance today, normally when you go into earnings and you're going to have positive earnings, you see the stock, there's a whisper number, and that whisper number is about 80 cents. And I don't believe that people are really going to buy into that because the stock is down today. And I don't think that bodes really well for what is about to happen at the end of the close of business today. So I think they're going to end up missing numbers, and people are going to be disappointed because normally you see stocks go up in anticipation of good things that are going to be announced, and I don't see that happening today.
Yeah, so the whisper number, you're not necessarily seeing the action and the volume that you would like to see on this name. Ed, would you say it's a top AI name in cybersecurity? Or not necessarily?
Yeah, only because every analyst says it's a top AI, and AI seems to be the catchphrase these days. But Palo Alto has always been on the cutting edge. They're way ahead of CrowdStrike, and they're really a force to be reckoned with. And if AI is the catchphrase or the buzzword these days, they are definitely out there on the forefront of it. So they're definitely
whether or not, yeah. Well, if they miss, I just don't know how the market action, the whisper numbers, whether or not the market action will be subdued or more heavy selling. Any way to anticipate what kind of action you think they may have for Palo Alto Networks, and any action you would take, Francis, ahead of this earnings or after? If it sells off, do you buy it?
I'm not actually trading this stock, and historically speaking, earnings for this has been volatile, so it could have a gap up or a gap down. I don't know if it's going to miss its whisper number, if that was priced in last Thursday, and that was the reason for the recent uptick in the price, and that's been priced in already. Very interestingly, though, over half of the shares of Palo Alto are owned by institutional investors. And actually, the top 25 investors own about 46%. So that can be a good thing or that can be a bad thing. But those institutional investors tend to have pretty decent calculators. That being said, if they miss something, they will sell quickly and dramatically, and that can create a lot of volume in selling. So barring missing, of course, if they miss, yes, you'll see action in the stock price. But barring missing, I do think that they could be slated to go back and test their all-time high.
So let's hear, I want to hear what you guys are buying or you do have interest in. I'm almost out of time. Quickly, Ed, you first. What have you been buying or what are you looking at to buy?
I love GigaCloud, GCT. I think they've been beat up based on the tariff discussion coming over from China. And they're mainly do most of their business with Germany. And they're a big cloud storage company, and they do a lot of big trade packaging between those countries. And I think GigaCloud is my favorite stock right now, along with Mercado Libre, which I tell all my clients, if I ever call you up and want to sell that stock, you should have me committed.
And Francis, what do you like lately?
Barring any kind of a credit situation or something drastic in the economy, I still like the Mag 7. You've got, low debt on the balance sheet. You've got tons of cash, and you've got, earnings growth, pretty consistent earnings growth. So they are the Mag 7 for a reason, and obviously very strong off of the low. That being said, if the economic seasons change, then of course tech can get hurt. But right now, it's Old Faithful.
Right, understood. All right. Well, thank you both. I was just looking to see if anything changed dramatically while we were talking. Francis, Stacy, Ed Butowsky, thank you both for being with us here on this Tuesday. Appreciate it.